What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of DT Podcast. How is everybody doing today? Life is good, man. Life is very good right now. I got the apartment in order. I'm about to head out the door and go to the gym. It's Saturday morning. I don't know when this is going to post, but yeah, life is good, guys. Politics, the forbidden topic, huh? Politics, money, and religion. The three topics we're told not to talk about. And I think I talked about this on another episode. I was like, well, why not? Why don't we talk about money? Why don't we talk about religion? Why don't we talk about politics? Is it because we can't articulate our position? Or are we afraid to talk about things? Are we afraid to admit we don't have money? Are we afraid to admit we don't have a firm foundation of religion? Are we afraid to admit that if we're a political side, does that mean we're going to get demonized, laughed at, and pointed at by other people? I say no. I say we do what we were told to do when we were younger. You stand up for what you believe in. You articulate your position, and you don't fall fucking short of peer pressure. And if you believe in this way, but the majority is going this way, well, then maybe reassess and see if you're doing something wrong. That's what I did during the pandemic. I was like, hang on a second. I lean more towards not listening to the government, the media, pharmaceutical companies looking to make a profit, and find out, hang on a second, what are we doing here? What do you want us to do? You want us to do this? Hang on a second. This is all pretty rushed, huh? And now look at us. Fucking 2024, prospering. Why am I doing this episode today? Well, first of all, I put up a poll on the Instagram page, and I basically I look at comedians and podcasters, and I'm like, oh, here we go. Here's the political conversation. I want to get away from that during podcasts and comedy stuff, and all the comedians now. And what's the deal with pronouns? It's annoying, but I want to talk about it. I'm not afraid to talk about it. 2024, we had an election in the United States of America. I'm not even American. People are saying, are you an American citizen? Why are you so emotionally invested online about this? I'm like, a strong United States is a strong world. When the US dollar is strong, the stock market is up, the world is flourishing, trade is good, everything is traded in, anything big is traded in US dollars. Oil, gas, now Bitcoin. Look at your Bitcoin if you're invested in Bitcoin. Oh my goodness. So I'm pretty emotionally and financially invested in 2024 election. Camala Harris, Donald J. Trump. I'm a Donald J. Trump fan. People are like, what? He hates women. He's a misogynist. He's a convicted rapist. He's Hitler. He's a Nazi. Okay. Okay. If that's what you think, you fucking dumbass, no problem. If you believe everything you see online or in the media, of course you're going to believe all that shit if you don't do any basic searches on the topic. And, what? Where did that come from? Before 2016, there was none of that talk about Donald Trump. Go look up any fucking previous interview he did on The View, where now I'm getting so emotional. I'm getting all tangled up. Now they hate him. Now they don't. So look at the evidence yourself. Look at the headlines of where they take this tiny thing out of context and blow it all up. And then that's where we kind of start to shape our opinions. But without diving deeper than a fucking headline, of course you're going to believe all that shit, right? Wife and two kids. You think I'm a misogynistic, woman-hating, fucking Nazi sympathizing Hitler supporter? Are you out of your fucking mind? I'd be turfed out the door faster than I can put my shoes on. Like, it just doesn't make sense to call people that. So I did an episode yesterday, and I took it like I was editing it, watching it back, and it sounded like I was lecturing. So I want this to just be a fucking rant. So here we go. 2024 election comes around. Donald Trump is running. Joe Biden is running. Joe Biden forgot how to tie his shoelaces over the last year. And Kamala Harris enters the picture. Now she's running on three things: the fact that she's a woman, the fact that she's not white, and she's advocating for what she likes to refer to and her supporters as women's reproductive rights, abortion. Okay. So that's great. You're running on the fact that you're a woman, you're not white, and you want people to just continue having as much abortion rule as possible with no intervention whatsoever. That's great. That's fantastic. Check, check, and check. Donald Trump is running on the economy, inflation, stopping wars, keeping taxpayer funds in the United States of America. If I was a US citizen, it's a no-brainer, an absolute no-brainer, right? You want a strong leader. If you don't have a strong leader, look at Canada, for fuck's sake. Look at Australia. Look at the UK. Look at Ireland. I was in Ireland twice in the last couple of months. The place is in shit. They have terrible leadership in those countries, and those countries are in the fucking toilet. It's sad for me to say that as an Irish citizen. You want a strong leader in your country, to lead your country, to protect your country. And if you've got one person running for this and one person running for this, for me, it's a no-brainer. Donald J. Trump all day. The people spoke. The majority of the vote, the popular vote, was Donald Trump and the Electoral College. Took me a while to learn how the Electoral College works, but it's such a big country, it makes sense and it's fair. Donald won, of course. And now all the media is turning on him again. Go look up CNN talking about convicted felon and Stormy Daniels and Hitler and being a Nazi and a dictator and all that shit that they're going to shove down his fucking neck for the next 4 years. That's all fantastic. Don't listen to a fucking single word of it. If you have 2 brain cells left, they will be enough to comprehend that the media is demonizing this guy, and the fact that Kamala Harris she was gracious in defeat, God bless her. But when you run on those things and you alienate the guys and you refuse to do Joe Rogan's podcast and try and get your point across, and you only run on abortion on the fact that your skin color is a lighter shade of brown. I think she's more white than brown, but that's just my personal opinion. And the fact that she's a woman, it's pretty embarrassing that was the best candidate that they could shove up in front of the Democratic Party. A strong US is a strong world, and with a strong leader, we're going to see a fantastic. I think personally, I believe that with what we see the world leaders saying right now in the last week, you're going to see wars stop and people's bank accounts expanding in the US. And that's a fantastic thing. God bless them for doing it. And what I will say to anyone listening to the sound of my voice right now is that I have experienced a lot of comments in the comment section and a lot of private messages from people, and seeing a lot of people who I used to follow, because I've been unfollowed by quite a few people this week, that my political opinion and my personal opinion gets me axed from any type of communication. Like during the year, one of my friends for 20 years, I said, hey man, stop pushing this whole kids being murdered and in hospitals and maimed from the whole Palestine-Israel thing. It's kind of like not really something I want to see in the morning when I get up and I check my Facebook, and all you're doing is pushing this non-stop posting of dead kids. It's not really a good look for you and what your message you're trying to push. We all know that's happening. We all know that that's horrible. The fact that I said that got me axed. What I will say is that the very people that told us that you have to stand up for your beliefs, speak your voice, understand your position, rather than just hearing someone you know shout it and go, yeah, that's my opinion too. Look at all the videos online of people saying, so what's your favorite thing Kamala Harris did over her 4 years as vice president? With, Kamala t-shirts and Kamala signs and everything, and they're all just do 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 do. Nothing. Not a you're just shouting because your friends are saying it. Stand up for what you believe in, speak your voice, understand your position, and don't let anybody tell you that just because you disagree with them that you're wrong. Make sure you can articulate your position. And in circumstances like this, don't be afraid to stand out in the crowd. I've been a Donald Trump fan since 2016, and people are looking at me strange and can't understand why I would support a dictator, someone who's going to start World War III, a Nazi, Hitler, right-wing extremism, misogyny, woman-hating. What was the other one? A sexual predator. Like, without understanding all of these little things, of course we shouldn't support this type of dude, right? Of course we shouldn't. But if it didn't happen, if it's all made up propaganda and bullshit, then I think we're good, okay? So right now, gonna end it there. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you think I'm out of my mind, or if you would like to debate. But for right now, I want to wish you guys well. Thank you very much for listening. Rock and roll. God bless the United States of America. God bless Donald Trump. God bless the troops keeping all those people safe. And God bless you. Stand up for what you believe in, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise.